Hi, Yorkshire. Hello, Thane. It's Jacob, but I changed my name a while back. Oh, Jacob Everyard. Alright, mate. How you doing? You doing good? Nice. Thanks for it. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, doing really well. What a season has been. Oh yeah, been fantastic. To get in the playoffs back to backs, absolutely fantastic. If we get past Luton, I think we've got a really good chance of actually like going all the way. I mean, back to back promotions would be incredible as well. But if not, it's still been a greater season. So obviously, either way, I'm not going to complain. Could do a Brentford or Fulham in the... Yeah, possibly. Oh, I would take that. I would. Custom meal. We'll go with... Yep, Thane.
Please log in to access your profile. Warning, data corruption detected. Please reconstruct profile. Confirm pre-service history.
Go... Collins.
Confirm psychological profile. Confirm military specialization.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go basic on the side playthrough. Just gonna go soldier and that. I mean, I do like using bionic abilities, but sometimes I prefer just to like use weapons. To be honest, so I'm just gonna go soldier. I know it's boring, but like some people, but for me, soldier's my favourite class. Bonus talent, hacking electronics. Maybe electronic. Did you know they have finished filming the second Joker film? Oh, alright, yeah, nice. I look forward to it. I mean, the first Joker was absolutely fantastic. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, because the second one, I think Lady Gaga is like going to be Harley Quinn, isn't she? And so that'll be interesting.
Confirm facial identification.
I think it'll be a good film. Yeah, should be. We actually watched the Robert Pattinson Batman film on Saturday on DVD. It was the first time watching the film. I got it for Christmas. Yeah. Yeah. Is it any good? Yeah, because I'm actually thinking about I might watch it sometime. I think it looks really good. It's brilliant. Riddler, Penguin, and Catwoman. Yeah. Andy Serkis as Alfred. Yeah, saw that. Who's your favourite version of Batman? My favourite Batman? I'd probably say Christian Bale, to be honest. I did like I like Michael Keaton as Batman. I think he's quite good. Val Kilmer's decent, as well. Personally, I wasn't really a fan of Ben Affleck as Batman. Not really for me. And that, but yeah, I'd probably say Christian Bale, to be honest. But to be honest, I do think Robert Pattinson was actually a decent choice to be Batman, and obviously Bruce Wayne. Yeah, George Clooney. Yeah, probably the worst Batman film. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good scar.
Profile reconstruction. Confirm facial identification.
Cord. That's a cord. 50 years. Yeah, 73. I mean, it would be incredible in that, if on the anniversary of our FA Cup victory against Leeds and we end up getting back to the Premier League, that'd be incredible.
Profile reconstruction complete. Identification confirmed.
Well, what about Shepard? He grew up in the colonies.
He knows how tough life can be out there. His parents were killed when slavers attacked Mindwar.
He proved himself during the Blitz. Held off enemy forces on the ground until reinforcements arrived.
He's the only reason Elysium is still standing.
We can't question his courage.
Humanity needs a hero.
And
Shepard's the best we've
every good moment
I'll make the call.
we are having, we deserve after what we exactly after the crap we had to put up with for what 5, 6, 7 years and that. So yeah. Who would you actually like want to get, like, just say if we get past Luton, who would you want in the final? Personally, for me, I would rather it be against Borough. Not because it would be like a bit of a derby, but just because I would feel more confident against Borough, because we've already beaten Borough this season. With Coventry's our bogey team. I hate playing Coventry, there's something about them, so for me, I hope it's a Sunderland and Borough final. I really do, because I think a one-off game, I think at Wembley, I think we could actually do it. Because we've actually won at Wembley more recently than like Borough as well, so
we are connected. Calculating transit mass.
I mean, I think we are capable of beating Coventry, but there's just something about Coventry. I just hate playing Coventry. I really do.
All stations secure for transit.
Oh, legs.
Board is green.
Oh yeah, you would hate to get beat off them and that, but yeah, like I think you would actually like prefer to play like Borough over Coventry, because like Coventry really are our bogey side. They really are.
Hitting the relay in 3.
It's been a long time since we beat Coventry as well. Yeah, Christ, the last time we beat Coventry was back in 2007.
Check.
I think so.
Check. Internal emissions sync engaged.
I think we might actually lose to Coventry in the final. We could get that. Yeah.
Drift. Just under 1500k.
1500 is good. Your captain will be pleased.
I hate that guy.
Nihilus gave you a compliment. So you hate him.
You remember to zip up your jumpsuit on the way out of the bathroom? That's good. I just jumped us halfway across the galaxy and hit a target the size of a pinhead. So that's incredible. Besides, Spectres are trouble. I don't like having them on board.
Aye?
Call me paranoid.
You're paranoid. The Council helped fund this project. They have a right to send someone to keep an eye on their investment.
Yeah, that is the official story. But only an idiot believes the official story.
They don't send Spectres on shakedown runs.
So there's more going on here than the captain's letting up.
Joker, status report.
Just cleared the mass relay, Captain. Stealth systems engaged. Everything looks solid.
Good. Find a comm buoy and link us into the network. I want mission reports relayed back to Alliance Brass before we reach Eden Prime.
Aye, Captain. Better brace yourself, sir. I think Nihilus is headed your way.
He's already here, Lieutenant. Tell Commander Shepard to meet me in the comm room for a debriefing.
You get that, Commander?
He sounds angry. Something must have gone wrong with the mission.
Captain always sounds like that when he's talking to me.
Can't possibly imagine why.
The captain's waiting for you in the comm room, Commander. The captain's waiting for you.
You probably don't want to keep the captain waiting, Commander.
They're probably going to win, but imagine if Luton go. Yeah, I mean, in a way, right? I mean, I know it shouldn't really matter, but I think out of all the teams and that, I would hate it the most if Luton actually got the Prem and that, because out of like the 4 teams involved in that, like no disrespect to them, they are the smallest like club and that, and just like Luton getting to the Prem ahead of the likes of us and even Borough, to be honest, and that. So yeah, obviously it just if it was us against like Borough at Wembley, yeah, you wouldn't like it if they beat us in the final and stuff, but obviously Borough and that, obviously with the fan base and everything, are a bigger club than Luton and that, and they've got the stadium for the Prem as well, whereas Luton Stadium only holds about what, 10,000? So
congratulations, Commander. Looks like we had a smooth run. You heading down to see the captain?
Sounds like you don't trust Arturian guest.
Sorry, Commander. Just having a chat with Adams down in engineering. Didn't mean to cause any trouble. But you have to admit, something's odd about this mission. The whole crew feels it.
You think the Alliance brass is holding out on us?
All we're supposed to do is test out the stealth system. Why is Captain Anderson in charge? And then there's Nihilus. Spectres are elite operatives, top.
But hopefully it's us. I really do hope it's us. I really do.
On a shakedown run, it doesn't add up.
What do you know about the stealth systems?
I just know it masks our location from scans and sensors. Cutting-edge technology. The Normandy's the only ship with this prototype drive. But why are we fully staffed? A skeleton crew would be cheaper. Less chance of security leaks, too. Plus, there's Nihilus. It's pretty obvious this shakedown run is just a cover.
For what?
Damned if I know, Commander. We're out here on false pretenses. I'm not a fan of being left in the dark.
You don't trust Nihilus?
I don't like Turians in general. It runs in my family. My grandfather fought in the First Contact War. Lost a lot of friends when the Turians hit us.
That was 30 years ago. You can't blame Nihilus for that.
No, I guess not. But it still makes me nervous to have a Spectre on board. Especially a Turian. We're an Alliance vessel, human military, but Nihilus doesn't answer to the captain like the rest of us. Spectres operate outside the normal chain of command. And they don't come along just to observe shakedown runs. Nihilus looks like he's expecting some heavy action. I don't like it.
Do you have a problem with the captain?
No, sir. But I can't figure out what he's doing here. Captain Anderson...
Oh yeah, like deep down, you'd rather have the feel of disappointment of like failing in the playoffs and that, rather than like doing a Wigan and going straight back down to League One. Obviously, relegation's the worst feeling like in the world, and that. So yeah, obviously, no matter what happens to that, I'm obviously proud of the team. It's been a very good season, and whatever division we're in next season, we'll kick on.
I'll see if I can get some answers when I see him.
Good luck, Commander.
Good luck, Commander. Good old Presley.
It's not the kind of place Spectres visit. There's something Nihilus isn't telling us about this mission.
That's crazy. The captain's in charge here. He wouldn't take orders from a Spectre.
Not his choice, Doc. Spectres don't answer to anyone. They can do whatever they want. Kill anyone who gets in their way.
Oh, you watch too many spy vids, Jenkins.
What do you think, Commander? We won't be staying on Eden Prime too long, will we? I'm itching for some real action.
I sincerely hope you're kidding, Corporal. Your real action usually ends with me patching up crew members in the infirmary.
You need to calm down, Corporal. A good soldier stays cool, even under fire.
Sorry, Commander, but this waiting's killing me. I've never been on a mission like this before, not one with a Spectre on board.
Just treat this like every other assignment you've had and everything will work out.
Easy for you to say. You proved yourself in the Blitz. Everybody knows what you can do. This is my big chance. I need to show the brass what I can do.
Thank you very much, impressions. Yeah, well, thank you very much. Yeah, I remember that.
You're young, Corporal. You have a long career ahead of you. Don't do something stupid to mess it up.
Don't worry, sir. I'm not going to screw this up.
What do you know about the Spectres?
Only what I've heard. Spectre agents work directly for the Citadel Council. They usually work alone or in small groups. Spectres don't have any official power, though. Basically, they're a shadow organization with a mandate to preserve and protect galactic stability.
Protect it at any cost. Don't forget that part. Spectres operate above the law.
Why don't we have any of our own people in there?
Spectres usually come from the Council races, like the Turians. We've been trying to get a human accepted into their ranks for years now. So far, it hasn't happened.
Hey, Commander, you'd make a good Spectre. You're a war hero, right? Held off an entire enemy fleet during the Blitz single-handed? That's the kind of talent the Spectres are looking for.
This is all just wild speculation. The Spectres aren't interested in recruiting humans, no matter how capable.
How do you control agents with unlimited power?
I suppose the Council could revoke the Spectre status of an agent who got out of hand. At that point, Citadel Security Services would take over.
Those C-Sec grunts wouldn't stand a chance. The Spectres were 20 ordinary soldiers. The Spectres police themselves. An agent goes rogue, they send another agent to take him down. That's Spectre justice.
That's Spectre justice.
Confusing romantic legends with reality, Commander.
What can you tell me about Nihilus?
Turians are generally well respected by the other species. Their fleet has more patrols protecting Citadel space than any other. They don't always get on well with us, though. Some people find them too rigid. Others still blame them for the First Contact War. As for Nihilus, I haven't said more than 2 words to him. He usually only speaks to the captain.
I hope we get a chance to see him in action. I heard Nihilus took down an entire enemy platoon all by himself.
You're from Eden Prime, aren't you, Jenkins? What's it like?
It's very peaceful, Commander. They've been real careful with development, so you don't have any city noise or pollution. My parents lived on the outskirts of the colony. At night, I used to climb this big hill and stare across the fields back at the lights from the main settlement. It was gorgeous. But when I got older, I realized it was a little too calm and quiet for me. That's why I joined the Alliance. Even Paradise gets boring after a while.
Any idea why Eden Prime was chosen as our destination?
Not really sure, Commander. Eden Prime's one of our most stable colonies. Good place to take the Normandy for a shakedown run, I guess. No real danger there. There's gotta be something else going on. We've got a Spectre on board. That's why I'm so wound up. I can't wait for the real mission to start.
Alright, Clip, miss. How you doing?
The captain's waiting for me.
Goodbye, Commander.
Goodbye, Commander. Doing well? Nice. Aye, I'm good. Doing really well.
Commander Shepard, I was hoping you'd get here first. It will give us a chance to talk.
The captain said he'd meet me here.
He's on his way. I'm interested in this world we're going to. Eden Prime. I've heard it's quite beautiful.
They say it's a paradise.
Yes, a paradise. Serene, tranquil, safe. Eden Prime has become something of a symbol for your people, hasn't it? Proof that humanity can not only establish colonies
no,
across the
brilliant.
galaxy, but also protect them. But how safe is it, really?
Yeah, I watched the game live on Sky Sports yesterday, right? And today I ended up watching the full 90 again, and that just to, like, you know, say it's like from, you know, like Frankie Francis and Danny Collins' like point of view. I just couldn't help myself, and that, so I've watched the game twice now. But yeah, absolutely fantastic, and that it's just couldn't believe it. Like obviously at half time, and that you're thinking, oh Christ, woman. You know, like Millwall beating Blackburn 3-1, and obviously Borough and Company 1-1. You're thinking, nah, it's not going to happen. And plus, we weren't doing our job. Then second half, obviously it changed. I thought Pritchard was man of the match. He changed the game, and that was really good second half. And then well done to Blackburn for coming back, doing us a favour as well. So, but we deserve it as well. We really do deserve it. Frankie has lost his voice too many times. Yeah, yeah, when he gets a little bit overexcited. Yeah. Oh, you got to love Frankie Francis, though. Yeah. And Danny Collins, two legends.
Do you know something?
Your people are still newcomers, Shepard. The galaxy can be a very dangerous place. Is the Alliance truly ready for this?
I think it's about time we told the commander what's really going on.
This mission is far more than a simple shakedown run.
I figured there was something you weren't telling us.
We're making a covert pickup on Eden Prime.
I couldn't watch the last 15 minutes. I ran around my... Oh, it's fucking terrible we need results. Yeah.
There must be a reason you didn't tell me about this, sir.
This comes down from the top, Commander. Information strictly on a need-to-know basis. A research team on Eden Prime unearthed some kind of beacon during an excavation. It was Prothean.
I thought the Protheans vanished 50,000 years ago.
Which game has been the most hated for you? Most hated? Like, obviously the only, I think that's easy, the only game that I've hated this season is obviously getting thrashed off Stoke 5-1. Aside from that, we've competed in every game, we've actually played relatively well in nearly every game. It's just the Stoke game, and I think the whole occasion and the whole Alex Neil factor and that probably got in the way of things as well. You know what I mean?
This discovery could affect every species in Council space.
Why didn't we keep the beacon for ourselves?
Mulder made a massive gamble at half-time when he brought Pritchard on leaving Q1 and Gooches. Yeah, true, but to be fair, I mean, we had to go for it. I mean, like, yeah, results weren't going our way, but at the same time, we weren't doing our job. And that's the thing with why we didn't have any fullbacks to bring on. All we had on the bench was Joe Anderson, a centre-back who hasn't played much, and also Ellis Taylor, that hasn't really had any game time, so... But obviously it worked. Yep. So that's the thing. You got to give Mowbray massive credit because it changed the game. Because first off, and that I actually agree with Mowbray. Like it was like a basketball game, and that I mean technically it could have been 2-2, could have been 3-3. We could have scored a few. I mean Preston missed a sitter in the first half with Liam Delap, and that's but then second half obviously like once we went in front and that we just controlled the game.
Guess that explains why I bump into him every time I turn around.
For me, I would say a stroke too. I think we will get revenge on them next.
Humanity wants a larger role in shaping.
I think we'll lose in the final. Oh, don't say that. That is not going to happen, and that we will not get revenge against Stoke because we're going to do it. We're going to do it. I don't know, like
You held off an enemy.
Yeah, like, it's just like after all the crap that we've been through, and that maybe it is our time. You know, back-to-back promotions, something special.
That's why I put your name forward as a candidate for the Spectres.
Why would a Turian want a human in the Spectres?
Not all Turians resent humanity.
Bernie's form was a bit.
Some of us see the potential of your
second half. Yeah, I would say second half. First half was really good, and that we were brilliant first half. But yeah, second half, and that was pretty bad.
It's rare to find an
but that's understandable, to be fair, because obviously Burnley are the best team in the league this season.
I only care that you can do the job.
Yes, it would just have been easy for Mowbray to bring Anderson on the half-time, but fair play to him, he took the gamble. Yeah, exactly.
I assume this is good for the Alliance.
Earth needs this, Shepard. We're counting on you.
I need to see your skills for myself, Commander. Eden Prime will be the first of several missions together.
You'll be in charge of the ground team. Secure the beacon and get it onto the ship ASAP. Nihilus will accompany you to observe the mission.
What do you know about the Protheans?
Just as I told us in school.
True, we can't assume that we will go back down to the championship because we could do the same as Fulham and Brentford. Yeah? How do you think we'll do? I'm not sure, but all I'll say is right now is if we did somehow get promoted, right? Like if we did, like make it through the playoffs, as long as even if we just scraped up, I'd be happy with that. Like survival will be massive because then you could build on that. But yeah, at the same time, you wouldn't rule out Bum and Sunderland, like potentially, yeah, doing like a Fulham or a Brentford, and that. So you never know. But I'd be just happy if we stayed up. I really would.
Why is this beacon so important?
All advanced galactic civilization is based on Prothean technology, even yours.
If we hadn't discovered those Prothean ruins buried on Mars, we'd still be stuck on Earth. That is just a small data cache. Who knows what we can learn from this beacon? What if it's a weapons archive? We can't let it fall into the wrong hands.
Yeah, I agree, Clinton. I agree.
Like who?
The Attican Traverse isn't the most stable.
Yeah.
There are plenty of raiders and criminal groups active in the region. They might figure a Prothean beacon is worth the risk of attacking an Alliance ship.
I mean, yeah, like obviously, like it's natural that some players might have had like one or two, you know, like off games and stuff. I mean, you know, being brutally honest, you know, yesterday, right? Aside from Diallo's worldie, right? I actually thought Diallo probably had his worst game in the Sunderland shirt this season. I thought he was very sloppy on the ball, and that took too long sometimes. He actually went backwards quite a lot, but that's the calibre of player he is. Like, he had a poor game by his standards, and yet he still, like, scored absolute worldie for us. And that's,
The Attican Traverse is under Citadel protection. If the Terminus systems attack, it's an act of war.
Technically, yes. But some of the species in the Terminus might be willing to start a war over this.
The last thing the Council wants is to get dragged into a major conflict with the Terminus systems. We have to keep this low-key.
I'd like to know more about Eden Prime before we touch down.
It's a peaceful farming world, but it represents something much bigger. Eden Prime is one of our oldest and most successful colonies. It proved we were ready to face the challenges of settling new worlds, to forge a place for humanity beyond.
I'm glad I was slugging him off in the second.
Humanity's evolution as a spacefaring species.
Yeah. I just thought he had a poor game in that, but obviously, like, he put us in front, and that's why he still contributed.
Just give the word, Captain.
We should be getting close to Eden.
Captain, we got a problem.
What's wrong, Joker?
Transmission from Eden Prime, sir. You better see this.
Bring it up on screen.
Get down!
We are under attack, taking heavy casualties. I repeat, heavy casualties. We can't get evac. They came out of nowhere. We need...
That's the only like complaint like I have about the Legendary Edition. I mean, it is great to be playing like Mass Effect again, because obviously I love this game series, right? Obviously it's my favourite game series like of all time. But it's just a shame that there's a few little like problems with Legendary Edition, like some things are missed out and that there's a few glitches and that.
At all. Just goes dead. There's nothing.
Reverse and hold at 38.5.
Newcastle in the Champions League, that should be bad for them because they have too many games in which... Yeah, that is true, and that the league form will probably suffer like because of it, because they haven't experienced Champions League football for a long time, so yeah, that's a good point.
A small strike team can move quickly.
I pretty good Gooch, and certain injuries aren't bad because we may be in a bit of a trouble if they aren't fit for it. Yeah. Apparently what I've heard is it looks like Sirkin's injury's the worst, and that like Gooch has actually got more of a chance of being fit for the game, but said Sirkin's is very, very unlikely. So, and obviously, I mean, if Ballard's fit, that'll be massive. What I will say, right, is it's not the end of the world if Ballard's not fit for the game on Saturday, but I really hope Ballard's fit for the away game, like against Luton, because of, you know, like they'll use the physicality more away from home.
Go in heavy and head straight
yeah, so yeah, Sirkin sounded like the worst in that, but I think Gooch should be okay, but we'll just have to wait and see.
The beacon's your top priority.
Approaching drop point 1.
Nihilus, you coming with us?
I move faster on my own.
I mean, ideally, in that if Ballard was fit, like, and just say if Sirkin missed it, what you would probably do is you put Hume back at right back, have Gooch left back, and then obviously have 09 and Ballard as the centre backs, and I'd be pretty happy with that. That's an ideal world. If Ballard's not fit and Sirkin misses out, well then, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, probably have Anderson like left back, and then Gooch right back, and then Human. I mean, I know Anderson's a centre back, but if Anderson was to start, I think Anderson would probably be more likely to play like left back personally. That's just what I think. I might be wrong, but I just can't really see Anderson like playing a centre back. I think there'd be more pressure on him playing at centre back. I think he'd probably do a better job at left back, if I'm being honest. Gas bags. I would prefer Gooch right back and Hume left back if Sirkin and fit and Ballard is. I can't see him. Yeah, you never know. You never know. But you know what, right? You know, Dave Down. Like, this is not me being like overconfident or anything, but. Does it? I mean, obviously, if Ballard was available, that would be a massive boost because you'd actually have a centre back with a bit of like, you know, physicality and a bit of height, right? And obviously, Ballard's brilliant in that when he's fit. But even if we have, if we've still like, I mean, we've been playing with a makeshift defence like pretty much like for the majority of the season when you think about it, and that. To be honest, I'll be still confident because of the attack-minded players we've got. Because aside from the striker situation, we've still got our creative players fit. You got Diallo, you got Roberts, and that you got Clark, and that you got Pritchard, and that who can obviously make impact. Gelhardt's actually improved, and that near the end of the season. So I think going forward, and that is what could actually get us over the line. Yeah, defensively we might have a few nervy moments at times, and yeah, sometimes. Like the lack of physicality in a proper centre back might hurt us, but we know we can score goals and we can hurt teams, so we shouldn't be worried too much. But if we can get Ballard back and just say if Gooch and Sirkin were both okay and we're lucky, I think that should be okay. It doesn't really matter what sides of, yeah, exactly. It doesn't really matter, does it? I mean, they're doing the same job just on different flanks. We still have the attack style from. Yeah, it's similar, but I think what's better is like we're a lot more organised because under Lee Johnson it was all attack and no defence at all. I mean that's why we got thumped off Bolton after all, because we didn't know how to defend under Mr. Johnson. Phil Parkinson was absolutely crap. I mean, that's the thing of that. I know it doesn't really matter now and that, but I did have a bit of a soft spot for Parkinson because of experience. You know what I mean? Like, he's no mug or anything of that. I mean, he did get Colchester and Bolton into the Women's Championship before and that, so I do have respect in that, and I can actually stand by managers a lot more if they've got experience. The reason I was on Lee Johnson's back a lot for was because he hadn't really done anything. Yes, he managed Bristol City for a while, but what did he actually do with them? And they spent a lot of money under Lee Johnson as well, and they could never, like get... I mean, they've practically never got in the playoffs, so...
Rip right through his shields. You ran a chance.
We'll see that he receives a proper service once the mission is complete.
We're still solid at the back on the whole. The only thing I worry about is set... Yeah, at set pieces and that, like... But, I mean, yeah, in open play, O'Nien's decent in the air. Hume's brilliant in the air, like, from open play. But yeah, set pieces is what can, like, undo us, and that, yeah, that is the only little concern. I was the same, yeah, but with Lee Johnson, Coleman... Oh, Christ. Sometimes I can't decide which manager I didn't like the woman most, and that, like Lee Johnson or woman Chris Coleman. Christ almighty. I mean, I know a lot of people talk about negative managers, but Chris Coleman was one of the most negative managers I've seen manage this football club. We needed points to stop up, and that he kept playing free at the back all the time. We're just so blooming defensive. I absolutely hated that under Chris Coleman. I don't mind playing that style if you're like mid-table or higher in that, but like playing free at the back when you're trying to stop up, that free at the back is ridiculous in that when you're in a relegation scrap. I hate it.
Check it out. I'll try to catch up with you at the dig site.
I like those managers, to be fair, and back them all the way we came Parky out after we lost him, because yeah, that's understandable. And obviously, like, there's nothing wrong, like when you back managers and stuff and that. I mean, if you like them and that, obviously that's like your preference, isn't it? I'll tell you what we could do if all three of Gooch, Ball and certain misplay Neil left back with Equin Misha with me. And I suppose one thing that Neil would have, and that is a bit of like physicality, I suppose. The only thing that worries me about Dan Neil, right, and this is sometimes a problem in midfield, right, is I like Dan, like I really do. He's one of our own, right, and he always gives 110%, right. He's always grafting, and on his day he can be a really good midfielder. But the biggest problem with Dan Neil, and he did this once in the first half, like yesterday, and he has done it a lot this season as well, is sometimes he thinks he has, like more time on the ball than he actually does, and sometimes like he'll get dispossessed, like someone will come in from behind him and that. I mean, yeah, sometimes he might need a shout from someone, but he does sometimes take far too long on the ball before he decides to make a pass. That's the only like thing with Dan Neil that he needs to work on. Aside from that, he's actually passing of the ball is really good, and that, but he just sometimes needs to move the ball a bit quicker. That's all. I think looking back, Parky should have been sacked in the after we lost it. I mean, possibly, but at the same time, though, I mean, it wasn't like, that he hadn't been like there really long and that. But I get what you mean. I do get what you mean. I mean, I suppose, yeah, when you look back now, yeah, you might as well have, because you end up getting sacked in the end anyway. So. Said in my prediction, 11 against Preston, I would have played Misha and Equin midfield, but I played Neil because we all know we aren't. Leeds in big trouble. To be honest, I love Big Sam, like I really do. I love Big Sam, but I don't think Big Sam's going to keep Leeds up. I think the way the table is right now, I think it's going to stay the way it is in the Prem. Like, obviously, Southampton are gone, let's face it. And that the goal difference is terrible, and they can't win games of football. And to be honest, I don't think Leicester and Leeds will go down as well. I mean, it is a shame for Leicester as well, because look what Leicester's done in recent years. They won the Premier League, they won the FA Cup, they won the Community Shield, and now Leicester's going to get relegated. It's a shame for Leicester. Southampton haven't been in the Championship for... Well, yes, they've been in the Premier League for 11 seasons, haven't they? So.
Are you wounded, Williams?
A few scrapes and burns, nothing serious. The others weren't so lucky.
Yeah.
We were patrolling the perimeter when the attack hit.
The commitment he's made.
We tried to get off a distress
But it's
call.
balanced certain
They cut off our communications.
Yeah.
I've been fighting for my life ever since.
Where's the rest of your squad?
We tried to double back to the beacon, but we walked into an ambush.
But wouldn't you feel like more like confident, right? I mean, yeah, we don't want anyone to be missing, right? But wouldn't you just like feel like so positive and that, and you'd like it'd be just a massive boost and that, like just say, yes, if Gooch and Circa missed out, but if Ballard was back, that would make a huge difference. That because we all know on his day Ballard's one of the best centre backs in the division. I wish Danny Bart was still fit as well, because Bart's been excellent this season. Like Danny Bart,
dig site is close, just over that
player of the season, and rightly so. And that Danny Bart, Mr. Reliable.
We could use your help, Williams.
Aye, aye, sir. It's time for payback.
What else do you know about the Geth?
Just what I remember from history class back in school. They're synthetics, non-organic life forms with limited AI programming, created by the Quarians a few centuries ago. They were supposed to be a source of cheap labor, but ended up turning on the Quarians and drove them into exile. Well, after that, they just kind of disappeared behind the Perseus Veil. Nobody's really heard much from them since.
Teacher, of course, is a Forest fan, says he doesn't care if they get relegated or not because it's well, like I said, they're boring to watch. I watched their game last night against Southampton Forest, right? And I do admit that the style of Steve Cooper is very negative, especially at home, right? They do sit back and play on the counter-attack. But when they did go forward last night, they did play some really good counter-attacking football, Forest, which was a joy to watch. And Morgan Gibbs-White was outstanding. Like, he started to like come good and show his quality and that, so... But yeah, it's a bit daft, like, saying like they don't care if they get relegated or not. I mean, technically, Forest shouldn't get relegated, not with the squad that they've got, and the... I mean, Christ, what was it, 20 or 30-odd players that they signed altogether? It's ridiculous, that.
Tell me everything you know about the beacon.
Oh, shit. We're doing some digging out here to extend the monorail and expand the colony.
Will it still be
leaving?
Oh, of course, right, absolutely.
And the beacon. Suddenly, every scientific expert in the colony was interested. That's when they brought us in to secure the site. I don't know much about
just think, right, if we can go to the Hawthorns, right, and get a 2-1 victory without a centre-back on the pitch, right, because Danny Bart was actually injured then, we had Human 09 at centre-back against West Brom, so if we can go to the Hawthorns and beat a very good West Brom team on paper, why can't we get past Luton over 2 legs with a makeshift defence?
What happened to the researchers at the dig site?
I don't know. They set up camp near the beacon. The 232 was with them. Maybe their unit fared better than mine.
Describe what happened leading up to the attack.
We were sent out a couple of nights ago from the main colony to secure the area. Seemed like a routine patrol, until the Geth hit us. We never knew they were coming.
What happened to the researchers at the dig site?
I don't know.
They
set up camp near the beacon. The 232 was with them. Maybe their unit fared better than mine.
Have you seen a Turian Spectre around here?
There aren't any Turians on Eden Prime.
I would feel for Gucci if he...
Not sure I'd be
we all
able to
know
tell
how much it will mean so much to him to leave us out in the playoffs semi. Yeah. Gucci's had a good season, to be fair. I am sometimes critical of Gucci, I'll always admit that, but this season that he's very rarely put a foot wrong. Like Gucci actually has had a good season, to be fair. To be honest, I think Gucci's actually played better a full season in the Championship than what he has, than what he did like for the majority of League One. It's crazy, that, isn't it? Maybe like because he's like, you know, getting older and stuff, and the fact that he's having to wear the captain's armband at the minute, so it means a lot more responsibility. But yeah, I think Gooch has had a canning season. He hasn't done too bad.
Move out.
The only thing I know about Luton is that it's the main. That's Stacey Dooley's from. Ah, right. Okay. See, that's the thing in that, like, we can do it, but it is going to be interesting, right? Because the last 4 times we've played Luton, right? You go back to our first season in League One, right? And then you go by this season. All 4 games have ended up as a 1-1 draw. How weird's that? 4 games against Luton have all finished 1s each. So that, you know what? You wouldn't be surprised if Luton went all the way to them extra time and penalties. You wouldn't be surprised. You know, just say like if both them and ties finish 1s each or something, and then end up getting extra time penalties. I wouldn't be surprised. Dum bum bum. Oh, I always love that music. Dum bum 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 bum. Luton were in the conference at one point, yeah. Yeah, they were. I mean, like, I do have respect for Luton, like, don't get us wrong in that, like, what they've actually done and built over the last few seasons. I mean, technically, didn't they get back-to-back, like, promotions? And that, like... Yeah, they did, didn't they? They got back-to-back promotions, League 2 to League 1, and then League 1 to the Championship, so obviously you've got to give Luton, like, massive credit for what they've done as a football club. I think they've recruited well, and that they've actually got like some good players. They've actually got one of the best centre-backs in the league as well, of you know, Tom Lockyer, that used to play for Bristol Rovers, and that he's been brilliant for Luton this season. Really good centre-back. I watched the game against Blackburn, you know, when they finished 1s each and that, and he actually scored a pretty good goal for Luton as well, Lockyer. I will say one thing though, a lot of people were hyped about that Elijah, was it Adebayo, you know, the striker for Bum and Luton. To be honest, every time I watch him, I think he looks a bit clumsy to me. I think it's Carlton Morris that I think you need to keep an eye on more than Adebayo.
This is the dig site. The beacon was right here. It must have been moved.
By who? Our side or the Geth?
Hard to say. Maybe we'll know more after we check out the research camp.
You think anyone got out of here alive?
If they were lucky. Maybe hiding up in the camp. It's just on the top of this ridge, up the ramps.
Actually, we ranked up again, didn't we? Yes, we did. Luton's main... Yeah, their main rival's Watford, isn't it? Yeah. I'll tell you something, right? I mean, obviously, they're not our clubs or anything, but I think Watford and Norwich should be ashamed of themselves this season. With the squads that Norwich and Watford's got, right, they should have been up there with Burnley. And that, like, if not challenging for top 2, they should have finished in the top 6 with the players that they've got. And that, so, and that, if I was a Norwich or Watford fan this season, I'd be absolutely fuming. I really would.
Change of plans, Shepard. There's a small spaceport up ahead. I want to check it out. I'll wait for you there.
I thought Watford and Norwich were going to do a bit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, they should have. The fact that they haven't, it's a bit of a disgrace, isn't it? The edge 1, yeah, damage. Someone in, like about making the playoffs and hugged her. Like I never hugged before. I just, you know what, right? A few people's actually said this, right, and I actually like feel the same. Didn't yesterday? I don't know what if you like feel like this, but didn't yesterday actually feel better than actually winning at Wembley to get out of League One? I don't know what it was about yesterday. I think it was the whole fact because it wasn't in our hands, right? The results were going against us, right? We looked like we're just falling short, right? And the fact, you know, we're checking scores along the way and stuff. I just thought yesterday it felt better than Wembley. Obviously, if we get to Wembley like this time, it'll beat both. But I don't know. I just thought yesterday was like really, really special. I don't know what I look around there for. There's never anything there.
Humans, thank the Maker.
Hurry, close the door before they come back.
Don't worry, we'll protect you.
Thank you. I think we'll be okay now. It looks like everyone's gone.
You're Dr. Warren, the one in charge of the excavation. Do you know what happened to the beacon?
It was moved to the space.
In my defense, she acts like my sister or something like that. She will do anything for me. I mean, that makes sure I keep well out of trouble.
They gave their lives to save us.
No one is saved. The age of
Can't see us going back to League. No, definitely not.
Can you tell me anything about the beacon?
It's some type of data module from a galaxy-wide communications network. Remarkably well preserved. It could be the greatest scientific discovery of our lifetime. Miraculous new technologies, groundbreaking medical advances. Who knows what secrets are locked inside?
We have unearthed the heart of evil. Awakened the beast. Unleashed the darkness.
Manuel, please. This isn't the time.
Manuel.
What else can you tell me about the attack?
It all happened so fast. 1 second we were gathering up our equipment. The next we were hiding in the shed while the Geth swarmed over the camp.
Agents of the Destroyers. Bringers of darkness. Heralds of our extinction.
We could hear the battle outside. Gunfire, screams. I thought it would never end. Then everything went quiet. We just sat there, too afraid to move, until you came along.
Did you notice a Turian in the area?
I saw him, the Prophet, leader of the enemy. He was here, before the attack.
That's impossible. Nihilus was with us in the Normandy before the attack. He couldn't have been here.
I'm sorry, Manuel's still a bit unsettled. We haven't seen your Turian. We've been hiding in here since the attack.
To be honest, I missed League One in a way, but... You missed League One? Really?
What's wrong with your assistant?
Manuel has a brilliant mind, but he's
yeah, I never want to say that league ever again.
Genius and madness are two sides of the same coin.
Is it madness to see the future? To see the destruction rushing towards us? To understand there is no escape? No hope? No. I am not mad. I'm the only sane one left.
I gave him an extra dose of his meds after the attack.
Not the football, but the people. Maybe because. All right, okay. I get you now. I get you.
Williams, take us to the spaceport.
You can't stop it. Nobody can stop it. Night is falling. The darkness of eternity.
Hush, Manuel. Go lie down. You'll feel better once the medication kicks in.
I understand where you're coming from when saying yesterday felt better, but winning the last season felt good because of... Yeah. Oh yeah, like obviously, like it was... like for me, it was... last season was like more... like relief and that than joy. I mean, obviously I was happy, but it was just more relief just to finally get out the league and that. But yesterday was just really enjoyable and felt really special. But obviously, like we said, if we get promoted to the Premier League for the playoffs, it'll be both like by a mile. You see 09 kiss armor. Yeah, I did. Yes, I saw it. Yeah, that was quite good.
Sarah.
Nihilus.
This isn't your mission, Sarah. What are you doing here?
The Council thought you could use some help on this one.
I wasn't expecting to find the Geth here. The situation's bad.
Don't worry. I've got it under control.
What is this? Off in the distance.
Yeah, seeing Sovereign and that in Legendary Edition like is quite special. I mean, obviously it still looked really good like in the past, but I do like the look of it there. It's going to break my heart. No man, what happens here? Although, did you see like in Manchester like paper like this morning, like Diallo actually said he'd be willing to come back on loan next season. Do you know what, right? If we do get promoted, right, I think he will come back on loan again. I really do. If we're still in the Championship and that, like, I don't think we'll see like Diallo like play for the club again. But if we get promoted and that, I think we'll get him back for another season. I'm burning. No wonder. Better will be ideas in the Championship than League One. I would prefer to play in Birmingham. Will be a Preston win. Oh yeah, definitely. But my opinion is that if we go over, I think we'll sit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think we know what's going to happen, right? If we don't go up and that, they'll send Diallo out on loan to like some like European club, right? But if we do get promoted and that, yeah, they'll probably let him stay for another season. But deep down, right? I mean, in a couple of years' time and that, I think he's got a chance of playing for Man United or even like someone bigger. But right now, even if he does go back to Man U, he'd be lucky to make the bench. Do you know what I mean? Not like he's talented, he's a really good footballer and that, but is he good enough to like start for Man United week in, week out? Probably not. Although he probably would do a little bit more than a Jadon Sancho, for example. I do not rate Jadon Sancho one bit. I really don't. Good penalty, Sandialo. I mean, I wouldn't be against it. I wouldn't be against it, but I don't know. Premier Newcastle, yeah. I think that's what we all want as well, and that like we miss the derby against the Mags. We really do miss the derby, and that like you just can't beat that fixture. With Gelhardt, he could be going up with Sunderland, but then with Leeds, I wonder what he would do with that. I'll tell you something, right? I mean, I'm not really bothered, like either way, right? I mean, like I said, Gelhardt's been better as the season's like gone on, right? But I'm not really bothered if we keep I'm not really bothered if we keep Gelhardt or if he goes back to Leeds, to be honest. And that if we do keep him, fair enough. If we don't keep him, fair enough. I'm not really bothered, to be honest. But yeah, I think I mean Mowbray, like I think he said he wouldn't be against keeping like Joffrey, right? So if we got promoted and Leeds went down, like yeah, there's a possibility we could actually like bring him back permanent, and I think that could be a possibility because he joined us on one from a Premier League club, so that's the thing. He's not going to want to go and stay and play in the Championship again with Leeds when he's getting promoted, like with his loan time. So yeah, it could happen. Well, put it this way, right? I think there's more chance of us getting Gelhardt on a permanent than Diallo, if we're being honest. And that there's more chance of Gelhardt coming back permanent than Diallo. I'm bothered really, but wouldn't be surprised if he tried to maybe come back on loan. But I can't see it Leeds. So, yeah, but there again though, and that because obviously I know obviously you get parachute payments, but for a club like Leeds and that with the amount of money that they've actually spent, like since they've been in the Premier League, right, they will have to sell. They will have to sell players. Now, they might want to cash in on Gelhardt, like someone who's young with a lot of potential. Yeah, he might cost a little bit, maybe like 10-15 million pound, like, or something, with maybe add-ons. But I wouldn't be surprised if they did cash in on the likes of Gelhardt, Somerville, maybe even Sam Greenwood as well. I'll tell you what, I would love Sam Greenwood to come back. Even if we got in the Premier League, I would take Greenwood back in a heartbeat. He belongs with us. Same with Barley Mumba as well. Although I'm not really sure about Barley Mumba in the Premier League. I would take Barley Mumba back if we're still in the Championship. But Sam Greenwood, I would take Greenwood in the Premier League all day long. Because I think Greenwood's got potential. Like a lot of potential. Leeds have had a lot of average players this season. Yeah, and spent a lot of money as well. I mean, Christ, they spent so much money on that, Jorginho, Rutter, and that, from Hoffenheim. And that wasn't nearly 35 or 45 million pound. It's been an absolute flop. He doesn't even go in the team. But Embleton did it when Blackpool went up and we stayed down. But he picked the steer instead of going up. But couldn't you say with like the situation with Embleton is because like where his boyhood club, he's a Sunderland fan. Like obviously with Gelhardt, right? I think Gelhardt's a Liverpool fan. So obviously he's not a Yorkshire lad or anything. He doesn't support Leeds or anything. So, and like you says, like deep down the club probably would have preferred to have cashed in, on Embleton, right? Because of how well he done with Blackpool. But obviously Embleton wanted to stay because obviously he's a Sunderland fan and he loves the club. Or is he a Wigan fan? All right, fair enough. But yeah, so he's got no allegiance or anything to Leeds. So I think Gelhardt would probably want to come back here if we got promoted and Leeds went down. Calvin. Leeds was. Calvin Phillips. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
Everybody, stay calm out there. We're coming out. We're not armed.
Is it safe? Are they gone?
You're okay now. Nobody's gonna hurt you.
Those things were crawling all around the shed. They would have found us for sure. We owe you our lives.
I still can't believe it. When we saw that ship, I thought it was all over.
It showed up right before the attack. Knew it was trouble the second I saw it, so we made a break for the sheds.
What else can you tell me about the ship you saw?
I was too busy running to get a clear look at it. I think it landed over near the spaceport.
Tell them about the noise
other weeks down in West Brom during the celebrations, Gelhardt nearly took Gooch off his...
It sounded like the shriek of the dam, only it was coming from inside your own head.
It was probably trying to block communication.
Did you see when we got the equaliser against West Brom? And because Gelhardt was like in a wrestle with one of the West Brom defenders, and you see when like as soon as like Cirkin above an equaliser, you see when like Joffrey just pushed one of their players to the above and ground because he was sick of getting like his shirt pulled and that. That was quite funny. I would love for Barley Mumba to come back to Sunderland and another Mackham in the squad along with. Why? Yeah. Well, like I said, I wouldn't say no to Barley Mumba, but I think Mumba would be probably better if we're still in the Championship. But like I said, Sam Greenwood is an option. He's a lad we should never have got rid of.
Do you know anything about the Protean beacon they dug up?
We're just farmers. We heard they found something out there, but it never really mattered to us. Not until now.
Until now.
Tell me everything you remember about the attack.
The three of us were working the crops when that ship.
Could have easily got booked for that. True.
They were by the garage.
But at the same time, though, West Brom were getting away with bloody like pulling his shirt all the time.
You don't know that.
So
we survived. If they made it to the garage, they could have had a fighting chance.
I have to go.
Hey, Cole, we're just a bunch of farmers. These guys are soldiers. Maybe we should give them the stuff.
Jeez, Blake, you've got to learn when to shut up.
You have something to tell me, Cole?
Some guys at the spaceport were running a small smuggling ring. Nothing major. In exchange for a cut of the profits, we let them store packages in our sheds.
You're breaking the law, Cole.
We're not hurting anybody. Hell, most of the time I don't even know what's in the packages. Just thought there might be something we could use. I found a pistol. Figured it would come in handy if those things came back. But you'll probably get more use out of it than we will.
We're risking our lives to save this colony. You sure there's nothing else in here that could help us out?
Yeah, there's one more thing. I was gonna sell it after this was over, but you probably deserve it more than I do.
Who's your contact at the spaceport, Cole? What's his name?
He's not a bad guy. I don't want to get him in trouble. Besides, I'm not a snitch.
He might have something to do with this whole attack, Cole. We need his name. It's important.
Yeah, okay, you're right. His name's Powell. Works the docks at the spaceport, if he's still alive.
I have to go.
Good luck.
Good luck. A stinger. Tell me what happened after. Score the third yesterday because I couldn't tell you what happened because I didn't watch it. What happened after Clark? Oh, alright, yeah. Oh, was that what you were talking about the last like 15 minutes, wasn't it? If I know what happened was Anderson for Gooch only because it was right, yeah. Well, we obviously we made like other like subs. Meishu came on for Gelhart, and we also brought on Bar and Lahaji for Ekwa and Diallo in the last 5 minutes of the game. I mean, obviously, like I'm still not really 100% sure with like Lahaji at the minute, but I am gonna give him time. You know, give him a pre-season and that a bit more time to settle in and then see what happens next season. But right now, in that, like I think he has kind of, you can tell he has struggled to properly settle in because he came on yesterday. I know it was only 5 minutes, and I think he only had one touch of the ball. You know what I mean? As for Pierre Ekwa, right? I haven't always been Ekwa's biggest fan. At times I've actually thought he's looked pretty poor. But at the minute, he's a very unusual footballer because at times yesterday, I've seen some people say man of the match for Ekwa, right? At times, I think Ekwa yesterday looked really, really good. But then at times I thought he looked poor. And that's all. It's a very funny one because I have seen moments of maybe there's a really talented like midfielder there, but at times I just feel like he doesn't always use his strength right, and sometimes he overhits a lot of passes. You know what I mean? But I don't think he's been awful lately in that, so I suppose that is a positive at least. And that maybe he is like getting there a little bit. I mean, I hope he is. I hope he proves us wrong. And that, but when we first got him, I wasn't really impressed. But lately, I've been like a little bit, you know, on the fence. Like, yeah, he looks okay at times, but at times, still not sure and that. But maybe, like I said, he might be getting there. I would still personally rather play Meishu instead of Ekwa. I think Meishu is a better footballer, but I do understand why more height and a bit of physicality. So I get it. Makes sense. Right. Never really bothered about sniping like in Mass Effect. I don't know whether I should start or not. I think with Lahaji I can see he's got talent, but I think he needs time to adapt to the league and probably needs a pre-season. Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I am more like I can have more patience with players that have come from abroad, right? because obviously it does take time to adjust and that. I'm a little bit more critical, and I can judge players a lot quicker in that if they have come from, you know, like another team in the country. And that's so, yeah, obviously Lahaji does need time, but I will say at the minute, I think he has showed a little bit of rustiness like this league, and you know, he's still needs time to settle in, but yeah, there's maybe been one or two moments like where you might say like, yeah, he's got a bit of talent about him, so I mean, it's one of those things, and that, like, if we're still in the Championship next season, I think he will probably get more game time, but I can possibly see him going out on loan if we get to the Prem, and that maybe send him out on loan to the Championship if we do get into the Prem, and then I think that'll be probably the making of him, personally. Who's in the TV show Luther? No, I've never watched it. I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it. Something I absolutely love, Abdullah. Yeah, I like Bar. I do like Bar. I know he hasn't had as much game time like lately in that, but the few games that he has played in that, he is someone that has got real like talent. You know, like he is going to be a really good player like when he gets a bit older. Yeah, I like Bar. I love the song as well. Abdullah. I mean, the Mishu song's quite good as well, but yeah, I love Bar's Bone song. It's really good.
Commander.
I'll tell you something as well. I love Pritchard's like song as well. And that, I mean, I know it's nothing special or anything, and maybe, yes, it is because I'm a big Alex Pritchard like fan, but I was like the Alex Pritchard. I love the Pritchard song. I love it. He's honestly one of my favourite players. Yeah, I like Bar. Ekwe, great. Yeah, like I said, like I haven't been too harsh on Ekwe lately and that. I'm still not 100% sure about him and that, but like I said, like personally for me in the last few games, he hasn't done too bad. And at times yesterday, he did do okay. Even though I still think sometimes he needs to use his physicality and sometimes he needs to calm down with his passing a little bit. But maybe he might win us over eventually. But yeah. But obviously if you like Ekwe, that's fine. That is totally fine.
Something's moving over behind those crates.
Wait! Don't shoot! I'm one of you! I'm human!
Sneaking up on us like that nearly got you killed.
I am sorry, I was hiding from those creatures. My
favourite player was Embleton.
I saw what happened to that Turian. The other one shot him.
I mean, we all know like Embleton obviously like loves the club and everything, even though he's a miserable sod, which he is. He's probably the most miserable player of the blooming team. But Embleton's an okay squad player and that. Like he's good to come on off the bench, but I don't like it when Embleton, like, I mean, I know he's injured and that, but when he starts games, I don't think he really does anything. He tends to go missing and that, but when he comes off the bench, he's a decent, you know, impact player. But we do thank him for scoring the goal at Wembley. That obviously helped us get promoted, so obviously we thank him for that.
I need to know how Nihilus died.
The other one got here first. He was waiting when your friend showed up. He called him Saren. I think they knew each other. Your friend seemed to relax. He let his guard down. It's Saren killed him.
That's why she even said, I don't know why.
Just lucky he didn't see me behind the crates.
We were told a Prothean beacon was brought to the spaceport. What happened to it?
It's over on the other platform. Probably where that guy Saren was headed. He hopped on the cargo train right after he killed your friend. I knew that beacon was trouble. Everything's gone to hell since we found it. First that damn mothership showed up, then the attack. They killed everyone. Everyone. If I hadn't been behind the crates, I'd be dead too.
How come you're the only one who survived? Why didn't anyone else try to hide behind the crates?
They never had a chance.
When we're talking about
I
players
was
who
already
hasn't
behind
performed,
the crates when the attack
for
started.
being really harsh, Embleton is probably the one I could see.
You were hiding behind the crates before the
Yeah,
attack?
maybe. Although actually, like, didn't Embleton get us to the point against Luton away from home and that? Didn't he came off the bench and goes to the point, didn't he? So that was something at least.
Because you're lazy?
And he got us back in the game against Wigan at the Stadium of Light, but apart from that, I can't really think like when else he actually contributed in that. So.
If you hadn't snuck off for that nap, you'd probably be dead just like all the others.
Yeah, I guess. I don't really want to think about it.
You're Cole's contact here on the docks for the smuggling ring.
What? No! I mean, what does it matter now? So I'm a smuggler, who cares? My supervisor's dead, the
Guess
entire
but Embleton still played his party also.
Doesn't matter now, does it?
Assisted both robbers. Oh yeah, yep, that is true as well, yeah.
Anything hidden nearby that we could use
Yeah,
against the
I forgot about that. Yeah, so basically in that Redden, Wigan and Luton is probably the only 3 games in that where he's actually really, like, done something. But still contributed, so. Yeah.
And all you can think about is how you can rip us off?
I never thought you'd actually need those grenades. Who'd want to attack Eden Prime with just a bunch of farmers? How was I supposed to know?
Forget about him. He's not worth it.
You're lucky the commander's here, pal. Hand over those grenades.
They're yours. Take them. My smuggling days are over, I swear.
A lot of Marines died here, Powell. Those grenades could have come in handy. If I were you, I'd think of some way to make it up to them.
Redden, I know, yeah.
Yeah, okay. There is something else I was saying. Could be worth a fortune. Experimental technology, top.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, impact player.
Take it. I don't need it. I didn't want anyone to get hurt. Really, I'm sorry.
Maybe I have to go and eat my tea. Alright, man, no worries. Enjoy your tea.
Tell me about this mothership you saw.
I've never seen anything like it before. It was huge.
I catch you a bit, man.
That platform. The whole place got dark as it came down. And it was making this noise, this sound that bored right into your brain. That's what woke me up. The attack came a few minutes later.
Is there anything else you can tell me about the beacon?
They brought it here this morning. We loaded it up onto the train and shipped it to the other platform. Hard to believe that was only a few hours ago. Feels like a whole other life.
Tell me about the Geth attack.
It was quick. 1 minute that ship was descending, the next. Those Geth were swarming over the platform. Thousands of them. They must have been inside that mothership. They shot anything that moved. It was a massacre.
We need to find that beacon before it's too late.
Take the cargo train. That's where the other Turian went. I can't stay here. I need to get away from all this.
I'm going to be off too now, see you. Same pleasure talking to you. Yeah, see you, Jacob, man. Yeah, appreciate you stopping by, and, yeah. Enjoy the rest of your day, mate. Sniper.
Set the charges. Destroy the entire colony. Leave no evidence that we were here.
Demolition charges. The Geth must have planted them.
Hurry! We need to find them all and shut them down.
Normandy, the beacon is secure.
This is amazing. Actual working Prothean technology. Unbelievable.
It wasn't doing anything like that when they dug it up. Something must have activated it.
Roger, Normandy. Standing by.
touch it!
We identified the ship that touched down on Eden Prime. The Normandy, a human alliance vessel. It was under the command of Captain Anderson. They managed to save the colony.
And the beacon.
One of the humans may have used it.
This human must be eliminated.
Dr. Chakwas, I think he's waking up.
You had us worried there, Shepard. How are you feeling?
Minor throbbing. Nothing serious. How long was I out?
About 15 hours. Something happened down there with the beacon, I think.
It's my fault. I must have triggered some kind of security field when I approached it. You had to push me out of the way.
You had no way to know what would happen.
Actually, we don't even know if that's what set it off. Unfortunately, we'll never get the chance to find out.
The beacon exploded. A system overload, maybe. The blast knocked you cold. The lieutenant and I carried you back here to the ship.
I appreciate it.
Physically, you're fine. But I detected some unusual brain activity. Abnormal beta waves. I also noticed an increase in your rapid eye movement. Signs typically associated with intense dreaming.
I saw... I'm not sure what I saw. Death? Destruction? Nothing's really clear.
I better add this to my report. It may... Oh, Captain Anderson.
How's our XO holding up, Doctor?
Well, all the readings look normal. I'd say the commander's going to be fine.
Glad to hear it. Shepard, I need to speak with you. In private.
Aye, aye, Captain. I'll be in the mess if you need me.
Sounds like that beacon hit you pretty hard, Commander. Are you sure you're okay?
I don't like soldiers dying under my command.
Jenkins wasn't your fault. You did a good job, Shepard.
Chief Williams isn't part of the Normandy crew.
I figured we could use a soldier like her. She's been reassigned to the Normandy.
Williams is a good soldier. She deserves it.
Lieutenant Alenko agrees with you. That's why I added her to our crew.
Intel dropped the ball, sir. We had no idea what we were walking into down there. That's why things went to hell.
The Geth haven't been outside the Veil in 2 centuries, Commander. Nobody could have predicted this.
You said you needed to see me in private, Captain?
I won't lie. Things look bad. Nihilus is dead. The beacon was destroyed and Geth are invading. The Council's going to want answers.
I didn't do anything wrong, Captain. Hopefully the Council can see that.
I'll stand behind you and your report, Shepard. You're a damned hero in my books. That's not why I'm here. It's Saren, that other Turian. Saren's a Spectre, one of the best. A living legend. But if he's working with the Geth, it means he's gone rogue. A rogue Spectre's trouble. Saren's dangerous, and he hates humans.
Why?
He thinks we're growing too fast, taking over the galaxy. A lot of aliens think that way. Most of them don't do anything about it. But Saren has allied himself with the Geth. I don't know how, I don't know why. I only know it had something to do with that beacon. You were there just before that beacon self-destructed. Did you see anything? Any clue that might tell us what Saren was after?
Just before I lost consciousness, I had some kind of vision.
A vision? A vision of what?
I saw synthetics. Geth, maybe. Slaughtering people. Butchering them.
We need to report this to the Council, Shepard.
What are we gonna tell them? I had a bad dream?
We don't know what information was stored in that beacon. Lost Prothean technology? Blueprints for some ancient weapon of mass destruction? Whatever it was. Saren took it. But I know Saren. I know his reputation is politics. He believes humans are a blight on the galaxy. This attack was an act of war. He has the secrets from the beacon. He has an army of Geth at his command, and he won't stop until he's wiped humanity from the face of the galaxy.
I'll find some way to take him down.
It's not that easy. He's a Spectre. He can go anywhere, do almost anything. That's why we need the Council on our side.
We prove Saren's gone rogue, and the Council will revoke his Spectre status.
I'll contact the ambassador and see if he can get us an audience with the Council. He'll want to see us as soon as we reach the Citadel. We should be getting close. Head up to the bridge and tell Joker to bring us into dock.
I'm glad you're okay, Commander. The crew could use some good news after what happened to Jenkins.
Jenkins was a valuable part of this crew.
Part of me feels guilty over what happened. If Jenkins was still alive, I might not be here.
You're a good soldier, Williams. You belong on the Normandy.
Thanks, Commander. That means a lot from you. I've never met anyone who was awarded the Star of Terra.
Things were pretty rough down there. Are you okay?
I've seen friends die before. Comes with being a Marine. But to see my whole unit wiped out, and you never get used to seeing dead civilians. But things would have been a lot worse if you hadn't shown up.
We couldn't have done it without you, Williams.
Thanks, Commander. I have to admit, I was a little worried about being assigned to the Normandy. It's nice when someone makes you feel welcome.
I think you're gonna fit in here just fine, Williams.
Thanks, Commander. Joker's waiting for you at the bridge.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe, too secure. I figured the colonies were teeming with exotic adventure. I wanted to travel the stars, tending the wounds of tough soldiers with piercing eyes and sensitive souls. Turns out military life isn't quite as romantic as I'd imagined. But humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding through the Traverse. And the Alliance always needs good doctors. So I stayed on to do my part.
Ever think you made the wrong choice?
Sometimes I think about opening a private practice back on Earth. Or maybe taking a position at one of the new med centers out in the colonies. But there's something special about working on soldiers. If I left the Alliance now, I'd feel like I was abandoning them.
How well do you know the Lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before this mission. But he has an impressive service record. Over a dozen special commendations. Tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the headaches. It's not easy being an L2.
What does that have to do with it?
Well, most biotics now use the L3 implants. Lieutenant Alenko was wired with the old L2 configuration. Sometimes there are complications.
What kind of complications?
Severe mental disabilities, insanity, crippling physical pain. There's a long list of horrific side effects. Caden's lucky. He just gets migraines.
What do you know about Captain Anderson?
I've served with him for a few tours now. He knows when to let things slide and when to crack the whip. The crew knows he's seen pretty much anything they'll ever run into. And he cares about the people under his command.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Glad to see you're okay, Commander. Glad to see you're okay, Commander.
Commander.
Go speak to Joko when you're ready. Tell him to bring the Normandy into dock. Go speak to Joko when you're ready. Tell him to bring the Normandy into dock.
Hey, Commander. Looking for some extra supplies before you head out?
What have you got?
Whatever you want. Armor, weapons, mods. It's not standard Alliance issue, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, as long as you don't mind paying for it.
Why should I pay you for my weapons and armor?
My stuff doesn't come from the Alliance. I have to purchase it myself, and it's not cheap. Hell, the licenses alone have set me back more than I'd like. But no licenses, no goods. Without the goods, I'm out of a job.
What are licenses? Why do you need them?
Manufacturers sell licenses. Each license allows me to buy and sell a certain brand of products. I already have several basic ones, but you'll need to buy more if you want me to bring in different brands. Many of the best licenses are hard to get, but they're well worth the cost if you can find them.
What do the different manufacturers offer?
There are too many for me to keep track of, but each license will explain what it's good for.
How often will you get new items?
Well, that depends on how many licenses you've purchased. But I'll rotate items on a regular basis regardless. And anytime we land someplace with a big enough port, I'll buy, sell, and trade whatever I can. Check back often. I need to move items quickly, so only the most basic items will be stocked consistently.
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
I'm glad you're okay, Commander. Losing Jenkins was hard enough on the crew. I'm glad you're okay, Commander. Losing Jenkins was hard enough on the crew.
Good timing, Commander. I was just about to bring us into the Citadel. See that taxpayer money.
Ascension, flagship of the Citadel fleet.
Well, size isn't everything.
Why so touchy, Joker?
I'm just saying you need firepower, too.
Look at that monster. Its main gun could rip through the barriers in any ship in the Alliance fleet.
Good thing it's on our side, then.
Citadel Control, this is SSV Normandy, requesting permission to land.
Stand by for clearance, Normandy. Clearance granted. You may begin your approach. Transferring you to an Alliance operator.
Roger, Alliance Tower. Normandy out.
Normandy, this is Alliance Tower. Please proceed to Dock 422.
This is an outrage! The Council would step in if the Geth attacked a Turian colony!
The Turians don't found colonies on the borders of the Terminus systems, Ambassador.
Humanity was well aware of the risks when you went into the Traverse.
What about Saren? You can't just ignore a rogue Spectre. I demand action!
You don't get to make demands of a Council, Ambassador.
Citadel Security is investigating your charges against Saren. We will discuss the CSEC findings at the hearing, not before.
Captain Anderson, I see you brought half your crew with you.
Just the ground team from Eden Prime, in case you had any questions.
I have the mission reports. I assume they're accurate?
They are. Sounds like you convinced the Council to give us an audience.
They were not happy about it. Saren is their top agent. They don't like him being accused of treason.
Saren's a threat to every human colony out there. He needs to be stopped. The Council has to listen to us.
Settle down, Commander. You've already done more than enough to jeopardize your candidacy for the Spectres. The mission on Eden Prime was a chance to prove you could get the job done. Instead, Nihilus ended up dead and the beacon was destroyed.
That's Saren's fault, not his.
Then we better hope the CSEC investigation turns up evidence to support our accusations. Otherwise, the Council might use this as an excuse to keep you out of the Spectres. Come with me, Captain. I want to go over a few things before the hearing. Shepard, you and the others can meet us at the Citadel Tower, top level. I'll make sure you have clearance to get in.
And that's why I hate politicians.
Hello there, human. Sincere apology, but I am here on business and cannot be distracted right now.
You seem distressed. Is there something I can do to help?
Alarmed response. You overheard that, did you? This is all going so wrong, and it is the Asari consort's fault. She's the one who started all this.
Who's this Asari consort?
Curious, you have not heard. You must be new to the Citadel. Everyone knows Sha'ira, the consort. I cannot speak more about this problem. It is too sensitive. Suffice it to say, she has compromised my authority as a diplomat.
Where can I find this Asari consort?
She is across the bridge from here. Her offices are easy enough to spot. Good day, human. Pleased greeting. Human, it is always good to see your kind. I am Ambassador Kalen. Genuine query. Is there something I can do for you this day?
Why do you explain what you're about to say?
Our people communicate less through words and more through scent and slight movements. Plainly, we discovered our vocal expression was not enough to convey the feelings of our conversations to other species.
Why do you bother, Kalen? These Earth Clan don't really care about our ways.
Remorseful response, Din. You don't truly believe that, and if you do, I am very sorry for you.
Tell me more about your species.
Genuine enthusiasm. I delight in telling the history of my people. It is agreeable to share our culture with others.
Tell me about the history and origins of the Elcor.
The Elcor were just beginning to explore Council space when the Asari first made contact with us. With their help, we discovered the relay closest to our system, and from there the Citadel. Proudly, within one lifetime we established a regular route to the Citadel, and quickly became one of the more active species living on this great station.
I'd like to know more about the culture of the Elcor.
Frankly, we Elcor prefer the safety and familiarity of our own colonies to the confines of space travel. Our society is built on small, tight-knit groups, though we are always welcoming to outsiders. Our government tends to be very stable. Our people are not very comfortable with sudden changes.
What do you do here?
Modestly, I work to bring the problems and the requests of the Elcor groups to the attention of the Council.
Ha! They only give us these positions to keep us quiet. The Council doesn't care about our races.
Chastising rebuke. Your tone is inappropriate, Din. This human is not to blame for your malcontent or your misconceived suspicions.
Goodbye, Ambassador.
Sincere farewell. Good day to you, human. Enjoy your time on the Citadel.
Earth Clan, you are in the wrong place, I think. Your ambassador is next door in the large office.
Chastising remark. Don't be so rude, Din. At least introduce yourself.
I am Din Korlak, Volus Ambassador. Is there something I can do for you, Earth Clan?
You seem to have a bit of a chip on your shoulder, Din.
You humans are new to the Citadel, and yet the Council has granted you great favor.
Chastising rebuke, Din. Your species has always been granted many concessions. Volus territory has expanded tenfold since coming to the Citadel.
Details. We still have no real say in the decisions that affect Citadel space.
What is this place?
You are in the embassy for the Volus and the Elcor.
Your ambassador is next door, in his own office.
In this shared space, I aid my fellow Volus, when I'm not being interrupted.
I'd like to know more about the Volus.
I'm sure our history and culture would bore you, Earth Clan.
Actually, I would like to know more about your history.
My people came to the Citadel shortly after the Asari and Solarians had discovered it. We were instrumental in establishing a standardized galactic economy. However, despite our long association with the Citadel and our many contributions to galactic society, we still do not hold a seat on the Council.
Tell me about Volus culture.
We are tribal by nature, but our ways are not violent. We barter and trade our lands and tribe members in order to increase status. Larger tribes often engulf smaller ones and eventually split again. Our society is very malleable, and our government is always shifting and changing. Since we're not physically adept, we trade our services for protection.
What is it you do here?
I look out for the best interests of the Volus people. No easy task considering how often we are overlooked by the Council.
Chastising rebuke, Den. The Council favors your species greatly.
You are naive. The Earth Clan will be invited to the Council long before our species will.
Why aren't the Volus or Elcor part of the Council?
All species must prove themselves before they join the Council. All but the Earth Clans, it would seem.
Dismissive. Ignore the Volus ambassador, human. He is incorrect in his assessment.
Really? How long have we been waiting? How long do you think we'll continue to wait? Bah, this talk is wasted on the humans.
Goodbye, Ambassador.
Yes, good day, Earth Clan.
Good day, Commander. The human ambassador is up the stairs, first room on the right.
You know who I am?
Yes, I receive reports on all newly arrived dignitaries and notable people.
What is this place?
This is the Presidium. More specifically, you are at the Citadel embassies. If you have more questions, please access Avina.
What's that?
Oh, Avina is the virtual guide for the Citadel. Feel free to access the terminal yourself.
What's your name? What do you do here?
My name is Cytheria. I'm the administrative assistant for the embassies.
You seem to be distracted.
The embassies are the hub of all Citadel politics. When you represent trillions of citizens, it tends to get a little busy.
I should be going now.
Have a pleasant day.
I can't believe I landed a job here. This place is fantastic.
Human, delighted, welcome. It is good to meet you.
I can't tell the aliens from the animals.
Commander Shepard, I didn't expect to see you here. Did Ambassador Udina send you?
Have we met before?
No, but I know you well enough. I'm Executive Paladin, head of CSEC. It's my job to know when someone like you arrives on the Citadel. Was there something you needed, Commander?
Tell me about your investigation into Sarah.
Sorry, Commander. I don't make a habit of giving out details about ongoing investigations.
Tell me about CSEC.
CSEC provides necessary police and security services throughout the Citadel. We're a civilian government agency, though many of our members have had military training. Of course, as the CSEC representative to the Council, I spend most of my time liaising between the two.
What do you know about the Spectres?
They're the right hand of the Council, or so they like to be called. More like the underhanded side of the Council.
What do you have against the Spectre?
I can't abide any organization that considers itself above the law. Especially when it's left up to each individual Spectre to decide when and how to bend the rules.
Sometimes you have to bend the law to keep people safe.
I've been with CSEC for 30 years. I've never had to break the law to do my job, not once.
Yeah, right. You expect us to believe none of your officers are corrupt?
There are over 200,000 CSEC agents. Some of them are going to be bad. But we don't turn a blind eye to corruption like the Spectres do. We do our best to find and punish any officer who breaks the law. Spectres. They'll never come under that kind of scrutiny.
The galaxy needs people like that. People who do the dirty jobs.
I agree. But they need to be held to a higher standard. They need to be accountable. Saren's out of control. We both know that. But because he's a Spectre, the Council doesn't want to do anything about it.
Is that the kind of person this galaxy needs?
But not all Spectres are like Sarah.
True, but the potential is always there.
I get the feeling you're not too fond of humans.
No, I just don't trust your kind. Not yet. You humans are eager to take all the power you can get, and you're being given a lot. If the Council wants to make humanity their new favorite pet, that's their business. But I don't have to like it.
The Council treats us like second-class citizens. We have to fight for everything we get.
Good. Then fight for it. But don't expect the rest of us to just sit back and let you take it. I'm a busy man, Commander. Are we done here?
I'll be going now.
Goodbye, Commander.
What do you want? Oh, Commander. Is there something I can do for you?
Relax, Private. This isn't an inspection.
Right, sorry. What can I do for you, Commander?
What can you tell me about the Asari consort?
Well, she's an Asari who works here as... That is, she helps people with things.
You never went to see her, did you, Fredericks?
No, I never did. I couldn't afford it. It costs half a year's credits just to go in and talk to her.
Can you at least tell me where I can find her?
Sure. She's across the bridge from the embassies.
Thanks, kid. Have fun. Try not to get into too much trouble.
I will. Have fun, that is. Commander, good to see you again. This place is amazing. Come
I don't have time to talk now. I'm very busy.
Commander. I think I'll see if I can get stationed here permanently. Commander, good to see you again.
I don't have time to talk now. I'm very busy. I don't have time to talk now. I'm very busy.
Hello, Commander. Can I get you something?
What have you got?
Information, mostly. Would you like to know about some points of interest nearby?
What's going on around here?
Well, you found the embassies. Not much going on here. Across the bridge, you'll find the bank, the Emporium, and Shaira's. If you haven't heard of her, you soon will. If you need supplies, you can try the markets one level below. For entertainment, I'd try Flux or Cora's Den.
What is Shaira's?
The consort? She entertains clients who can afford her services. Most of the diplomats and ambassadors have visited her at one time or another. She's a very powerful woman, but also very respected.
Tell me about Flux and Cora's Den.
Well, Flux has gambling and dancing, certainly more lively than this place. Cora's Den, on the other hand, well, let's just say it's livelier and deadlier, all at the same time.
Goodbye.
So long, Commander. Have a pleasant day.
Right, I'm gonna end the stream there for now, so I thank everyone that has stopped by, and to anyone that watches the stream back, I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, if you do watch it back, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe if you want. I really appreciate it. This is a Mass Effect channel, and that if you go through and check past like live streams and all videos, and that's all based on Mass Effect. And that's so yeah, feel free to browse through the channel if you want. Yeah, so until next time, stay safe, look after yourselves, and yep, catch you guys later. Take care and peace.